And now back to Blacksad, an anthropomorphic noir detective story. Based on the comic book. That is so good. Wake up, game. Load. Come on. Load. Exciting, isn't it? Alright, let's reload. Trying again. Ah! Okay. Now we go. Yes!
Against all odds, next morning I got up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And I had my kind, unknown assailants to thank. The beating had taken its toll, but for the first time in months, I had slept like a baby.
Crying and wetting yourself?
Oh, come on, Helen, focus! All right, take 5. We'll work on that double backhand later.
Well, Mr. Blackmore, what can I do for the FBI?
What every blue-blooded American should do. Ride the wave of success, on a global scale if possible.
Yeah, sure. We have to beat those commies on every battlefield, be it in Korea, a clay court, or Wimbledon. But that's not what you mean, right?
It might be.
Maybe if we could speak in private?
Alec!
Coming!
You've got 4 minutes, Mr. Blackmore, so make them count.
We know about you and Desmond O'Leary.
Wow, the FBI sure knows what it's doing. So, out of the 100 million Americans who know about that, who did you extort to get such highly confidential information?
The thing is, well...
You see, I'd love to wipe out that part of my past, but whatever.
Do you have any regrets?
Ads pay more than trophies. Can you believe it? Being associated with such a shady character could only damage my reputation. Trust me, never get involved with a married man.
I wasn't thinking of it.
We're aware of at least 6 rigged games during your first year as a professional player.
And?
You won all of them.
Are you trying to offend me? I give my all on the court. I can't be held accountable if my rivals don't do the same. Go interrogate them. In any case, now I know why you mentioned O'Leary.
We know you smuggle contraband during your international tournaments.
Oh, really? Are you sure? Like, what exactly?
I think she called my bluff. Or did she? Should I follow through or say I was kidding? I'm convinced you're part of a dangerous international network that smuggles champies.
For a moment there, I thought you were serious. Glad to see the FBI has a sense of humor. You've got my full attention now.
Yeah.
They say you're currently involved with Al Stone, the boxer. Is that correct?
Wow, your sagacity never ceases to amaze me.
Don't beat around the bush. We know why you're with him.
Oh, so you like his biceps too?
Desmond O'Leary asked you to seduce Stone. Why?
What? No, I met Al by chance at a party. A party hosted by Desmond O'Leary. No, that can't be. No one is that shrewd. Not even him. Damn, I hate that bastard. Anyway, now I get why you brought up the rigged games and your obsession with O'Leary. What do you really have against him? And don't say illegal gambling.
O'Leary is a murderer. Every criminal organization has blood on his hands. His is no exception. And we have proof.
Well, what's the big deal? At least it's not a matter of, I don't know, smuggling champies.
I'm serious, Miss Moore. America can't afford to let anyone shake its foundations like that. And America's sweetheart can't afford it either. Help us out. Talk to us.
And why should I, Mr. Blackmore? What do I stand to gain or lose?
Our country faces drastic problems that require drastic solutions. Do you want to be part of the problem or part of the solution?
This is actually quite simple.
One lucky gal.
You have a light, sir?
The pearly white teeth of someone who barely smokes. Am I making her nervous? Damn. I'm almost out of fluid.
Want to know my trick? Go down to start, then up with it, and then down again. Thanks.
Sure.
I don't know what you want me to say. You're trying to frame O'Leary, perhaps rightfully so, but I think you're barking up the wrong tree. Believe me, if I had the slightest...
Come on, Helen. Time to work on your backhand. Let's go.
Do you smoke? Nice meeting you, Mr. Blackmore. Did you bring my water?
You may now deduce.
America's sweetheart gave you her cigarette? Dear God, she has the hots for you. I can't believe you said good old Weekly to investigate that stupid walrus while you were hanging out with Helen Moore herself. So, what do you say, you and me, we change places next time, huh?
Your turn. Now tell me, what did you find out?
Ah, you're gonna love this. You ready? I've got news. but I happen to also have a play.
Blacksad,
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Blacksad.
huh? Oh, Mrs. Colbert.
When you told me about my husband, I kicked him out. But this morning he came back with a bouquet of roses and asked me to forgive him. He said he had some kind of big scare yesterday and that he hasn't stopped thinking about me since. He wants to take me to Niagara Falls on a second honeymoon.
And?
I threw the roses in his face and I told him to shove Niagara Falls up his ass. You think I could forget what he's done just like that?
I don't want to get into anybody's business here, but what if your husband really is sorry?
Are you telling me to give him a second chance? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. No. No, actually, I'd rather not say anything.
All right, but I'm gonna hold you accountable. If that two-timing rhino betrays me, I'll scratch his eyes out and I'll smash his head in. And yours, too.
But what just happened? Is there anything you didn't tell me?
Maybe. But now it's your turn. Tell me about Cassidy. Come on, spit it out.
I didn't find anything suggesting that Cassidy had anything to do with Dunn's murder, but
That's quite the tale.
I know Cassidy will be playing poker tonight with one Howard M. Farnham II, a Texas tycoon looking to get his claws on the boxing business. I also know that he and Cassidy have never met in person, and that Farnham, who's staying at the Balford Hotel, hasn't left his room. Apparently, he spent the night with 3 bottles of bourbon. So, here's my incredible plan. I'll go to the hotel, I'd knock him out, and then take his place in the poker game. That way, I'll get Cassidy talking. What do you think? Incredible, right?
Didn't we agree that you would handle Helen Moore while I dealt with Cassidy next time? No?
Sorry, Weekly, no way. Right. Looking sharp, John.
Good afternoon, Mr. Farnham.
What's going on?
Allow me to introduce myself. John Blackmore. I work for Frank Cassidy. He asked me to bring you these bottles so you could choose which one you prefer for the game.
Oh, sure. I was fixing to leave, but I guess them monuments ain't going anywhere. Well, come on in then.
Getting in Farnham's room was easy. Earning his trust was another story. I always have an ace up my sleeve.
Blackmore, you okay, partner?
The best way to earn someone's trust is to make them believe they've earned yours. And sometimes, the best way to fake it is to tell the truth. I don't know where to begin. Since I got back from the war, I haven't been the same.
Sorry to hear that, son. You should have paid somebody to go in your place, like I did. The poor bastard didn't have a pot to piss in, so he done a fair deal. Till he went off and got himself killed. But you know what? At least he earned his place in heaven. Good Lord bless that man. And us while we're at it. Cheers!
One of the tricks of this trade is to be wary of the biases we all have. They cloud our judgment and blur the person in front of us, painting them with the shades of our preconceived notions of who they should be. But every once in a while, you run into someone so locked in personality that they can only be regarded as a stereotype. Farnham was a disgrace, not only to himself, but to Texas and the entire human race. To think I had to impersonate him. I wish I was like you. You seem so content, so free of burdens.
Stop right there, partner. You think this old dog don't have ticks? Let me tell you something about my first wife. Woo-wee!
Once I had gained Farnham's trust, the hard part was deciding what I needed to know to become him and not get myself killed.
What can I do for you, sir? I'm here to play me some poker. You got the wrong place, sir. Did you miss the barbershop sign above the door? You have a good evening, sir. Wait,
Yeah. Alright.
The hard part was deciding what I needed to know to become him and not get myself killed.
what can I do for you, sir?
Yeah, you can bring back the image.
Well, I'm afraid I'm no mind reader.
Ah.
You have a good evening, sir. Wait,
The hard part was deciding what I needed to know to become him and not get myself killed.
Alright, it's a glitch. Okay, I think W is the one I need.
what can I do for you, sir?
Farnham was one hell of a drinker. I had to get the information out of him before he drank himself unconscious. Otherwise, I'd have to find that information myself.
What? What's going on? I can't see anything. There's nothing I can do. What's all this then? Ugh. Alright, we gotta start over again. This is fun, eh?
Good afternoon, Mr. Farnham.
What's going on?
Allow me to introduce myself. John Blackmore. I work for Frank Cassidy. He asked me to bring you these bottles so you could choose which one you prefer for the game.
Oh, sure. I was fixing to leave, but I guess them monuments ain't going anywhere. Well, come on in then.
Getting in Farnham's room was easy. Earning his trust was another story. I always have an ace up my sleeve.
Blackmore? You okay, partner?
The best way to earn someone's trust is to make them believe they've earned yours. And sometimes, the best way to fake it is to tell the truth. I don't know where to begin. They killed my girlfriend. And no matter how hard I try, I just can't let go.
Those bastards paid for what they done to you, boy.
They paid.
Well, good. Honor's being restored, and sure enough, our good Lord will see to it that they burn in hell. You need to move on, partner. Plenty of lookers out there. Find yourself a charming lady friend, even if it costs you a pretty penny.
One of the tricks of this trade is to be wary of the biases we all have. They cloud our judgment and blur the person in front of us, painting them with the shades of our preconceived notions of who they should be. But every once in a while, you run into someone so locked in personality that they can only be regarded as a stereotype. Farnham was a disgrace, not only to himself, but to Texas and the entire human race. To think I had to impersonate him. I wish I was like you. You seem so content, so free of burdens.
Stop right there, partner. You think this old dog don't have ticks? Let me tell you something about my first wife. Woo-wee!
Once I had gained Farnham's trust, the hard part was deciding what I needed to know to become him and not get myself killed.
What can I do for you, sir?
Howdy. My name's Howard M. Farnham II.
Okay. Should I know you? What can I do for you, sir?
Farnham was one hell of a drinker. I had to get the information out of him before he drank himself unconscious. Otherwise, I'd have to find that information myself. Ding Dong? Interesting name for a town.
Yes, I got a Vietnamese slave last time.
No. Please, come in. Of course. I remember you. Take a seat. I'm sure you'll understand we can't be too careful. Our host has many enemies, and someone has to keep them at bay.
Sure, I get it.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, please answer my question. How much does it cost to get yourself a clean Vietnamese shave?
Uh-oh.
Man, sure enough, booze put the nail on the coffin of my first marriage. You know, the wife that caught me cheating with the maid. My second marriage, too. You know what I did to her daddy? Same old with several mistresses. So I decided to stick to my guns and only deal with hookers. even if I did end up marrying some.
I feel you, Mr. Farnham. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm Cassidy's slave. He lent me the money for a game deposit, and I lost it all. Now I have to work off my debt.
Oh, Cassidy's not your problem, son. It's poverty. Sure enough, I had to pay my own deposit this morning to y'all, and that was just petty cash to me.
Petty cash, to be honest. I asked you how much.
Of course, they gave me my receipts. These things I am, boy. Wait, I'll show you. I gotta get somewhere. Just a sec. I'll get it. I just put it over. I think I'll be right back.
Aye.
Why didn't you just say you had the receipt in your pocket? I'm almost certain, but tell me, who told you to come to this barber shop?
Let me tell you a little secret about my first wife, sonny boy. When I met that woman, she had no manners, no money, no... Who in the hell? Farnham. By God, if it ain't the hero of the day.
Okay, ah. Well, he's moving
It's
all
not
around.
going to be easy to sound Texan, but I'll give it my best shot. I probably don't need to imitate his gestures during the game, but it certainly wouldn't hurt to try.
I'll be damned.
Nothing says Texan like a cowboy hat.
Yes, sir. New York
With this
City.
and that hat, I'll really look the part.
Sure enough, I'm fixing. Anyway, Kenny, thanks for fixing the game with Cassidy. God bless you, brother. Craziest goddamn Texan in New York.
My good old friend Kenny, craziest goddamn Texan in New York. You know how many Kennys there are in New York? Kenny who?
So besides when and where the game will be, the password, and the money Farnham dished out, what else do I need? Luckily, there was only one Kinney in Farnham's address book, Kinney Eakes, residing at...
Cornell Plaza, Manhattan. Stunning penthouse.
I'm not surprised. Mr. Eakes has excellent taste. Do you happen to know what he asked for the last time he was here?
Ding Dong? Interesting name for a town. They smell like a party.
Don't tell me, Billy Bob. This here is my new friend Father. Am I right?
Sure enough, your barber was fixing to give me a shave.
You can get a good shave at another time. Billy Bob is always at our beck and call.
Of course.
Hey, come on. Let's get in there before they finish all the bourbon without us.
I haven't frisked him yet, sir.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Mr. Farnham here, he's an honest Texan. And I'm sure he'll hand over his weapon if we ask him to. Right?
At least it's comforting to know that when Farnham drinks too much, his female companions have less of a hard time.
I don't think I
Are you going to hand over the gun or not?
You know what? I'm starting to think that you're not trustworthy. And I hate wasting my time. Yeah, but the bad thing is, it'll be just 3 of us playing tonight. Billy Bob?
Ugh.
Don't tell me, Billy Bob. This here is my new friend Father. Am I right?
Sure enough, your barber was fixing to give me a shave.
You can get a good shave at another time. Billy Bob is always at our beck and call.
Of course.
Hey, come on. Let's get in there before they finish all the bourbon without us.
I haven't frisked him yet, sir.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Mr. Farnham here, he's an honest Texan. And I'm sure he'll hand over his weapon if we ask him to. Right?
Sure it will.
I would if I had a gun on me, but I don't.
Are you kidding me? An unarmed Texan?
I already told you, I'm not carrying a gun.
That doesn't sound like the man Kenny told me about. And you know what?
Alright.
I've had enough.
Fine.
Billy Bob?
Bit about. Cut him again. Big try.
Don't tell me, Billy Bob. This here is my new friend Father. Am I right?
Sure enough, your barber was fixing to give me a shave.
You can get a good shave at another time. Billy Bob is always at our beck and call.
Of course.
Hey, come on. Let's get in there before they finish all the bourbon without us.
I haven't frisked him yet, sir.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Mr. Farnham here, he's an honest Texan. And I'm sure he'll hand over his weapon if we ask him to. Right?
Ding Dong? Interesting name for a town.
Yeah, okay.
No matter how superficial someone may seem, there's always a way to win their heart.
It'll be my pleasure.
There we go. Now we're in the game.
Welcome, gentlemen. Chips are on the table and guns are in the safe. Now, we got a lovely night of poker ahead of us, full of smoking and bourbon. So let's get started. Take a seat, Mr. Farnham. Let me introduce you. To my right, wearing gray boxers and weighing in at 140 pounds, the owner of Pink Vice, the largest meat market in all of Manhattan.
In other words, a real son of a bitch. No offense to the women he exploits.
Our reigning champion, Oswald Quince.
A title I aim to keep, provided our new contender here doesn't interfere.
Y'all are dealing with the worst player in Texas.
You're just trying to make me overconfident, aren't you?
The truth is that our friend Farnham owns the largest and, I dare say, most entertaining establishment in Texas.
Really? So we're colleagues then?
Yeah, you wish, Quince. He owns a casino.
Damn.
And it's not even in Austin or Dallas. It's actually in a little town called, what was it? Darn it. I looked it up the other day. Had a funny ring to it. I hate it when this happens.
I thought they moved all Texan casinos to Vegas, where gambling is legal.
You mean Ding Dong, Texas?
Ding dong! That's it.
Who'd ever think of a name like that?
Well, casino or no casino, let's just hope he doesn't keep as many aces up his sleeve as the late Ventimiglia, huh?
Amen.
To my left, wearing brown boxers and weighing in at 396 pounds,
Frank, show some respect, huh?
the hospitality tycoon, Paulie, no.
Tycoon? I just own a small bar with pool tables. Clients drink close to nothing and play even less, but certain business transactions just couldn't happen anywhere else.
Damn it, Paulie, why don't I know your last name?
Because they took it away from me. You have no idea how good my ex-wife's lawyer is.
Women, they even take our damn names.
You're too much, Paulie.
When you're done sightseeing, why don't you drop by La Iguana for a game of pool? And I'll buy you a drink. But I have to warn you, my clientele isn't crazy about furry fellas such as yourself.
Thanks. I love me some pool.
Perfect. It'll be my pleasure.
You're looking to start your own pool business, Farnham? This guy here wants to start a boxing association in Texas. Guess who he's turning to for advice?
To be honest, several things got me worried, so I'd be much obliged for any counseling.
So, what worries you?
Those there athletes hooking up with each other, like Al Stone and Helen Moore.
I see you subscribe to What's News. Yeah, my star boxer, the reigning champion. He's having an affair with America's sweetheart. Hey, I got nothing against those two idiots falling in love. Don't get me wrong, but it's taking a toll on his performance. I don't think he'll lose against Yale, but I'm starting to worry a bit. Billy Bob, bring out the bourbon. We're drying up here. I'll deal with a fresh deck, of course. We respect traditions in this establishment.
Poker is as boring as it is simple. All you need to do is read people's faces. And even the worst detective has that trick up his sleeve. The real issue is knowing what to play for when there's much more than just money at stake.
We just need info, so.
Damn it! What again?
How many games have you won in a row, Quince?
And here I was hoping that Farnham would steal your championship belt.
Congratulations, Farnham. You're bad as hell, but at least you know it. Mark my words. Farnham will be calling his wife before the night is over.
Ha! Oh, hey, by the way, did you guys hear about Kenny's wife? Pretty tragic, huh?
What happened?
Oh, plain bad luck. Hey, but Farnham, I'm sure you know more about it than I do.
Anyway, Kenny, thanks for fixing the game with Cassidy. God bless you, brother. Craziest goddamn Texan in New York. And the poor fella's already got enough on his hands now that his wife. Women just gotta have their vices. Well, she's in a rehab clinic now, hooked on tranquilizers and all that.
That's it, tranquilizers. Don't tell me women don't have their vices, too. Bring out the bourbon, Billy Bob. Come on. Give me the bourbon.
Maybe I spoke too soon when I said that poker is easy for a good detective. Even when you play to lose, it's best to win the occasional hand to avoid suspicion. But with Quince, it was just impossible.
Well, I'll be damned. I don't believe this.
See what we mean, Farnham?
I still don't get why you keep coming for more, boys. I'm starting to think you all lose on purpose. In which case, you're about to have a blast.
Poor Farnham. Came looking to make big bucks in the city with his boxing, and he's gonna lose it all with poker.
I hope your counseling will make up for it.
Yeah, so how can I be of help?
Homicidal boxers like Bobby Yale.
Ha! That's some piece of news, huh? Hey, I don't know if he did it, but the real problem is that the fight against my champ Stone might not even frickin' happen. The good news is that I've almost convinced the governor to let him out of prison on the day of the fight. Under police escort, that is. I bet you the audience gets a kick out of that.
Rebel coaches like Joe Dunn.
Oh, I see you done your homework. That bastard wouldn't accept the most basic rules. For example, banning boxers from official competitions when the managers don't belong to my association. Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm sorry for his death. But if they ever find the murderer, I'd be glad to pay his lawyer fees. Come on. Let's steal another hand before Quince accuses us of trying to break his winning streak.
Ain't gonna happen. Gentlemen, I suggest you never tell your sons about this game unless you want to lose their respect.
Wait, you mean our sons actually respect us?
I hear you. There's no way to set boys straight these days. They don't even respond to a good old beating.
I dare say Texan boys do respond to a good beating.
Hey, careful, Quince. You're talking to a pro. So, Kenny told me you had quite a house full.
How many kids you got in that house full of yours?
Well, let's see.
No, that son of a bitch was about to choke on his own vomit. Sure, the sight of a millionaire choking on his own vomit had a certain poetic quality. Even so, I couldn't just stand there and watch him die.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I didn't break a sweat trying to save him.
I didn't see the prompt. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill you. I just didn't see the prompt.
How many kids you got in that house full of yours?
37.
No, that son of a bitch was about to choke on his own vomit. Sure, the sight of a millionaire choking on his own vomit had a certain poetic quality. Even so, I couldn't just stand there and watch him die. No, deserving or not, the man would live.
Six, well, that's something. I don't know how you deal with all of that.
All boys?
Does it have to be now?
Oh, never let Quince near one of your daughters.
Come on, Folly. Children are sacred. I won't lay
Cassidy.
a finger on them until they're 12. After that, well, let's just say some men have needs that can only be met by a young girl that age, if you know what I mean. Are you all right, Farnham?
There goes your winning streak, you sick bastard.
Sooner or later, the police are gonna bust your ass. Quince.
What the hell are you talking about?
I bet you're as bad at hiding those poor girls as you are at keeping that ace up your sleeve.
What? You lying piece of shit.
Quince?
Don't believe a word he's saying, Frank.
Bad clipping.
Don't you dare call me Frank. Billy Bob.
It's 500 more. Huh. For washing up.
Is a deal. And good call, Father. I owe you one. Please, take that flying scumbag's tokens. And mine too, if you want them. I'm feeling generous. Hey, turns out the governor accepted my suggestion to let Bobby yell out of prison on the day of the fight. Hey, this is turning out to be the perfect night. If you decide to go ahead with your new venture, call me, Farnham.
Your behavior at last night's game was utterly insulting. Never contact me again, or I'll put an end to your pathetic life. If our common acquaintance should ask you about your business endeavors, tell him that boxing is too violent for you. Signed, Frank Cassidy.
Bad clip in there.
My own tracks would be covered the following morning when Cassidy read this note from Farnham.
Dear Mr. Cassidy, though I'm grateful for your kind help, last night's game made me realize that boxing is just too violent for a peaceful Texan like myself. I have decided to invest elsewhere. Yours sincerely, Howard M. Farnham II. Damn Texans.
We're supposed to be violent. Yeehaw! Oh.
As for me, it was the first time in days that I had gone to bed without my daily baby. A real shame. Nothing like a bruised body to help you to sleep like a baby. Maybe I should have given myself a beating. Blacksad.
Finally, I need you at the gym now, please.
Right. Well, you slept about as bad as I did today, John.